Good evening, I'm Ava, and tonight we turn to breaking developments surrounding Indiana Fever superstar Caitlin Clark. The question on the minds of fans across the country is whether her long-awaited return to the court is now imminent. That speculation has only intensified following the Fever's decision to release a guard from their roster, a move many believe signals that Clark could be ready to rejoin the lineup in the coming days. The Indiana Fever announced earlier this week that they had waived guard Kyra Lambert, who had signed a short-term contract with the team amid a wave of injuries in the backcourt. Lambert's stay was brief, and while teams often cycle through hardship contracts when injuries pile up, the timing of her release has fueled rumors that the Fever are clearing space for Caitlin Clark's return. Clark, the #1 overall pick in the 2024 WNBA Draft, has been sidelined for over a month with a groin injury that has kept her out of action since mid-July. Fans immediately seized on the roster move as evidence that something big is coming. On social media, one Fever supporter commented that the team could not keep both Lambert and veteran guard Odyssey Sims once Clark returned, so the decision to release Lambert must mean her comeback is near. Others filled timelines with celebratory posts, emojis, and hopeful messages that the star rookie would soon be back. One viral fan reaction summed it up simply, saying, "My demon is back soon," a playful nod to Clark's fierce competitiveness and unmatched energy on the court. Clark's absence has been a major storyline across the league. She first suffered the groin injury in a game against the Connecticut Sun on July 15th. The injury initially appeared minor, but lingering pain and subsequent medical evaluations kept her sidelined far longer than expected. The team has been cautious, providing limited updates and refusing to put a definitive timeline on her recovery. Head coach Stephanie White has repeatedly emphasized that the most important goal is getting Clark back at 100%, not rushing her return to meet fan expectations. White recently told reporters, "The most important thing is that she's fully healthy and ready. That's the hope." Her careful choice of words indicated optimism, but also a commitment to prioritizing Clark's long-term well-being. In the meantime, the Fever have faced one setback after another. Already stretched thin due to injuries to multiple guards, the team signed both Odyssey Sims and Kyra Lambert on hardship deals. Sydney Colson, Ari McDonald, and most recently Sophie Cunningham have all missed significant time with serious injuries. The result has been a rotating backcourt where chemistry is difficult to build, and the loss of Clark has loomed even larger. While the Fever managed a resilient victory against the Connecticut Sun on August 17th, they have struggled to find consistency without their young superstar. Caitlin Clark's impact goes far beyond her stat line. In her brief professional career, she has already transformed the Fever into must-watch basketball, boosting television ratings, ticket sales, and overall league visibility. Her dynamic style of play, long-range shooting, and flair for the dramatic have drawn record crowds, reminiscent of her historic college career at Iowa. Losing her for an extended period was not just a setback for Indiana, but for the WNBA as a whole. The league has been riding a wave of popularity in no small part because of Clark's presence. This is why the release of a guard like Lambert carries significance. Roster moves are rarely isolated in professional sports. They are often connected to larger strategic plans. If Clark were still weeks away from returning, there would be little urgency to release a player who could provide depth. The fact that the Fever made the move now suggests they anticipate a shift in roster needs, which many interpret as Clark being close to game-ready once again. Still, the team has stopped short of confirming any timeline. Clark did not travel with the Fever for their game against the Sun on August 17th, opting instead to continue her rehab in Indianapolis. That choice raised eyebrows but could actually be a positive sign. Staying behind in Indianapolis allows her to work directly with the training staff, participate in controlled workouts, and ramp up her recovery without the strain of travel. Reports indicate she has begun ramping up her activity, though there has been no confirmation she has returned to full contact practices. The Fever's schedule also adds fuel to the fire. After a short break in mid-August, the team resumes play on August 22nd. That gap provides an ideal window for Clark to test her readiness and potentially rejoin the lineup. Analysts have pointed out that if she were to return before the playoffs, this would be the most logical time to ease her back into competition. The Fever remain in the hunt for postseason play, and adding Clark back into the mix would be a massive boost both strategically and emotionally. The fanbase's excitement is palpable. Fever fans, who have endured years of rebuilding, saw their hopes reignited with Clark's arrival. Even a single game without her has been noticeable. A month-long absence has felt like an eternity. Her return would not just give Indiana a better chance on the court, but it would re-energize a fan community that has turned out in record numbers to support the team. From a broader perspective, the WNBA itself has a stake in her return. Clark's games have drawn unprecedented ratings, with her matchups against players like Angel Reese, Sabrina Ionescu, and Kelsey Plum capturing national headlines. Every time she takes the court, storylines multiply, drawing in casual fans who might not otherwise watch. Her absence has left a noticeable gap in the league's nightly coverage, and her comeback is bound to dominate sports media. Of course, with any injury, there are risks. A groin injury can be tricky, with lingering effects if not fully healed. Returning too soon could jeopardize not just the remainder of the season, but potentially her long-term career. That is why the Fever have been adamant about patience. The team's medical staff, along with Clark and her camp, will ultimately decide when she is ready. For now, the signs suggest that moment is fast approaching, but it will only happen if she truly is cleared at full strength. The release of Kyra Lambert may seem like a small transaction in the daily churn of professional basketball, but to Fever fans, it feels like the signal they've been waiting for. Roster space is valuable, and clearing it just as Clark ramps up her rehab cannot be ignored. Whether she steps back on the court in the next few days or weeks, the anticipation has reached a fever pitch, no pun intended. For now, the official word remains cautious optimism. Coach Stephanie White and the Fever staff continue to avoid setting a date, but their tone has shifted from uncertainty to hope. Clark herself has remained quiet on social media, offering little more than brief messages of encouragement to teammates. Yet, silence has only heightened curiosity, leaving fans eager for that first announcement that she is suiting up once again.